how they're applying them to their reopening.
Wow, the pandemic has really hit us, I think, in such a significant and profound way.
Most History Chief Executive Officer Francisco Guajardo explains the pandemic has shifted the way the museum will operate in the future. And although the museum's doors were closed amid the pandemic, their virtual doors were wide open.
So we have really pushed ourselves, and we were kind of going through this transition before the pandemic hit, of moving toward the digital content production and really creating these virtual platforms.
The museum is applying the feedback they received from their live virtual programs, such as their Sunday speaker series, into the reopening of the museum.
The live programming has really told us, as we reflect on lessons during the pandemic, that people are hungry to engage in real time with us. So that as we go through this evaluation of the last 6 months or so, we have really come to a point where when we reopen, we want to reopen in a different way. We want people to come in and enjoy the galleries, to enjoy the exhibits, to enjoy the museum, but we want them to enjoy it in a different way. And so what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is that the lesson is the lesson of engagement. The lesson from the pandemic is that people want to be there talking in some ways. So how we're going to open is by having a very engaged staff, really being interactive with the audience, engaging them in dialogue and that sort of thing.
Francisco also gave us an inside look at how the museum is just putting the finishing touches on one of their newest exhibits.
When the jail reopens, we will find that we have this one large space, the largest space really in the jail, which is a cell block gallery that'll be a representation of life in South Texas during that time period of between 1910 and 1920, 1922. So that is going to be probably there for 1 year. It's a photograph exhibit. And then we have other exhibits that will be permanent, including the part of the jail that is really the centerpiece of it, which is the gallows, where we have the noose for the hanging of Abraham Ortiz.
The museum will be opening its doors on Thursday, November 19th. In order to control the amount of people at the museum at one time, only time tickets can be purchased online. You can secure your time slot and buy tickets on the museum's website at mosthistory.org. For updates, follow Most History on social media at Most History.